Hello. Do you ever feel like you're a little bit inside the spiritual closet? You might be in a workplace or a business and you're doing a professional job, perhaps you work in the professions, and yet you have this great interest and calling for spiritual connection with the divine, your intuition. You want to know more about it, you want to incorporate it more in your life. You perhaps feel like you put it to one side and you go to work, and then you finish work and you go home and you maybe do some meditation and spiritual practices, or you like to read certain spiritual books. And I was certainly a lot like that when I was a lawyer many, many years ago, and I would go to work, represent my clients, and then I would hop on my push bike, ride to the yoga ashram down the road, and I would sit with the sannyasis, and I would do my meditation and my mantras, my sacred sounds, and then I would ride home and make dinner and do all those things. And does anyone feel like that? Almost like you're in two worlds. And although to a certain extent that's still my reality, I have found over the years I've been able to blend the worlds in quite a beautiful way. And I was reminded about this with one of my clients, Dom, who worked in a big business, and he came to me for support and guidance on the spiritual path because he wanted to deepen his connection. He wanted to feel more spiritually connected. He had lots of questions about what were the best spiritual practices for him, how to support his relationship and be spiritual. And then we got to a place which was really fun after working together for quite some time, where we went on what I call the spiritual pilgrimage and the deep dive. When people are really serious about their spiritual path, then they come on pilgrimage with me to India, where we visit a beautiful temple and really immerse in the sacredness, the sounds, beautiful incense, such a level of peace that you are transformed completely inside. And so this spiritual path, this support, is something that I love to do for people, especially those in business or workplaces where you're making a difference, you're wanting to make even more of a difference, and you want to bring your whole self to work. You don't really want to put aside your spirituality, your beliefs, your practices. You want to be able to know that they're right there available to you to support you in your work. And that's pretty much how I work now, even though I don't work as a lawyer now, but if I did go to work as a lawyer, there would be a whole lot of practices that I would do in ways that I would support myself inside that environment. And I definitely go in and out of legal sort of environments now, sometimes with well-being workshops or meditation workshops and laughter yoga, which is very fun. So there's some key foundational practices, though, to support your vibration so that you stay on the spiritual path, and that you remember that you are more than a physical human form, that we all have that connection to the divine. And it can at times, I've certainly had the experience, it can be a little bit of a lonely path, and that's why we need each other. We need mentoring and support, which is what I provide. And I think that watching my clients go through these stages where they develop strength and trust in themselves, their intuition is right there speaking to them, answering their questions constantly. If there ever gets a bit of a disconnect, we just reconnect and do some more practices and clearing and healing and all the different tools that I use. I now also do a lot of channeling of guides and higher beings that answer questions in a deeper way than my heart and mind actually know the answer to. I never know what's coming through, and it's beautiful information that surprises me. So this is the joy of the spiritual path. It's not meant to be hard work. It requires commitment for sure, but we hold it all lightly and have fun. I'm a big believer in the spiritual path is fun. My teacher in India once said, people think spirituality is serious. And then he looked at me and he said, it's the most fun you'll ever have in your life. And it's true, to see synchronicities happen, to see your intuition playing out, and to get that confirmation that you do know yourself and you know your path, and to get that trust in yourself and feel really grounded and practical, as well as being spiritually connected. So there's a lot of wisdom that we share with each other. I love answering questions, spiritual questions. So please reach out to me if you wanted to have some questions answered through my channeling practices. If you're feeling a bit confused or uncertain, then reach out. I'll also be running a workshop on the Central Coast in the next month or two. Yay. So if you feel like a trip to the beautiful Central Coast, get in touch. And otherwise, have a wonderful day. And let me know what you think about the whole spirituality and work. Do you feel like you're in the closet? Are you out of the closet? What sort of responses do you get? I'm really keen to hear from you. Lots of love and keep laughing. Haha. I'm Chamundai, the Chamundai channel, the Laughter Lawyer.